Today is not only our last day at Lizard, but also the end of our northern safari. With all the weather models lining up for a change, it was evident that we had our first possible cyclone for the season coming our way. So it's time to start making our way back. But we have had an absolute ball, catching some great fish, snorkeling on some of the best coral and visiting some really amazing places, making more lifetime memories for us all. In this episode, join us for the journey home as we visit some really beautiful parts of the coastline on our way back to Cairns. Life is too short and I feel so privileged to come and visit these areas. Leave Lizard without letting Karen have one last swim. We saw some really neat swim-throughs and crevasses earlier in the trip when we'd done a circumnavigation of the island. The wind was blowing in hard that day, so it wasn't really suitable, but we did have a small window of opportunity this morning to give it a shot before we leave. There are quite a lot of deep cracks along here and the coral and fish life was pretty good, but the water was full of plankton which did make it a little cloudy. I had to give her a hurry up as I wanted to make Cape Flattery for a quick afternoon fish before the storms.
Definitely a place to explore again.
Yeah, next time.
Another day.
When we arrived at Cape Flattery, there were a group of small boats fishing the jetty, so I decided to wait until they left so I didn't give my spots away. But by then the weather was starting to close in, so we gave it a quick go. It didn't help that I lost the first fish, which felt like a cracking finger mark. But that, unfortunately, spooked the rest of the school. Sometimes things don't go to plan.
Keep him in, mate. The motor can't even keep up.
The boys coming back from their fishing expedition out of the gloom. Yes, that is indeed thunder. Shush, evidenced by Roxy barking because she hates thunder. The trip was for Stephen to get a name because he's been filming and he hasn't been fishing, and Max has got a name, Red Baron. And of course Ryan's Honey Bunny. Students call him Yoda or Obi-Wan, so they were hoping to give him a name. So we're hoping he didn't catch like 5 bludger trevally. Anyway, here they come. Queensland! Beautiful one day, monsoon the next. How'd you go?
Oh, I just got there in time to lose a big finger mark, escape to the school. Whoa, electrical.
Oh, listen
And that
to
was
that.
it. The storm came.
And that was it. So Stephen's new nickname is Stormy. Stormy weather.
I didn't even have the fishing rod in my hands.
Oh, well, we'll have to give you another crack then. Enjoy that. This brings back memories of your charter days.
Those 5 boats didn't show up out of the blue. We could have gone fishing then.
Yeah. I heard one of them say they caught a trout. You've been listening to them chat on the radio?
No.
Oh, they've been chatting on the radio. They caught a big trout and...
Yeah, well, I didn't want them to see all my finger mark spots, so otherwise there won't be any finger mark on it next time I come here.
Exactly. That's all right.
Oh.
All right. Come in and I'll give you a dry towel.
Righto, belted by another storm, number 392. Not that that's an issue, but it just spoiled our fishing bloody period we had here. There is an opportunity down the road yet, near Cape Bedford, so we'll see. As it turns out, the rain set in big time and put a stop to any more fishing. It was relentless, but with the approaching system was to be expected. So back to Cooktown it was, and before the boys left, we had to do some voiceovers as we roasted some of our camera gear in the rain. It sure copped some punishment during this trip.
Bye. Thanks for having me. Enjoy the rest of your trip. Sure. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you
You're
so
a great
much.
skipper.
Oh, mate, you're a great decky.
Yeah.
I'm going to learn how to cook again.
Them pre-cooked meals, just nuke it.
That's it.
And goodbye to Stephen too.
He hasn't got a name yet.
No name.
Break the camera gear.
Break the cat, yeah.
Breaky.
Breaky.
Breakaway.
Bye guys, safe travels. So Ryan's just been shoveling debris from the back of the boat after watching that other boat get rescued. Logs, crap, all sorts of stuff going down the river.
That's just built up from the time we went for a walk.
Yeah, I know.
Look at that water coming out of this river.
I know, it's absolutely gushing. A lovely man from the fish and chip shop here at Jim and Anne's Wharf came down to help us push the boat off, get the fenders in, make a bit of space so we can start moving some of this crud. Ryan's already done a fair bit of it, but I'll have a crack now. There, it's all floating down. No matter which way the tide is, we just keep getting all this major crud building up, like huge rafts in front of the boat when the tide turns behind the boat. And our air conditioning has now packed it in because of...
And refrigeration.
So we can't turn the refrigeration on. So we're going to just clean all this crap out from beside the boat and...
get out of here.
So we can start the engines and get out of here. We just have to be very careful going home because all the logs and everything in the water. But we're going to make a bit of a run for it, and the blue boat's might take a bit of a bashing, but we've got to get home and fix the whatever it is that's causing the aircon not to work. And the freezer, we've got no freezer, thankfully. Well, we've got the small freezer inside. Doing this every couple of hours is a pain in the butt. Pain in the arm, actually. So, dogs and I are going for a little explore around the edge, the blue boat. The tide's gone out, so there's a few rocks around the edge, but looks fantastic. Absolute rainforest meets the sea here, and I'm so glad we stopped.
To the south of Cooktown, the weather was much nicer, being away from the monsoon. It was nice near the coast, although the northwester was still pumping offshore. It made for a great cruise home and gave us an opportunity to check out some of the beautiful headlands where the rainforest meets the sea, and the next stop to the south was Cape Tribulation, that you can access by road on the Bloomfield Track, which is a great coastal drive. We had just enough time for a quick sticky beak, and then it was on to Snapper Island and a quick stretch of the legs.
It's National Park. Of course it's a national park. Every single island that we go anywhere near is a national park. I stayed back at the boat with the dogs. Just going to have a little quick peek. Back to basics, been here eating coconuts. It looks amazing. So lush.
Okay, we didn't get much sleep last night due to a change in the weather, so we've come here all the way to the Low Isles off Port Douglas, and it's a big green zone, of course, like many areas here, and it also has sharks, GTs, and plenty of things your kids can play with and feed. I mean, don't play with the sharks, but you can feed them anyway. Don't feed your kids is what I mean. So there's going to be a bit of competition here.
Feed the GT, feed me, Dad.
You can feed the GT? We'll feed you.
Grace won't eat the fish.
Hey?
Oh,
Alright, maybe we can share it.
I think so.
Alright. Oh, she just grabbed it out of my hand.
Hey, Snatcher!
Little rabbit. Right. Let's get some GT action.
But
Hey, leave the camera on.
Bunny.
What?
Got anything to say?
Anything to say?
Yeah.
Let's go and have a look at some KFC. We did bacon and eggs for breakfast, but we run out of eggs.
We have run out of eggs. We've run out.
Turn eggs will do.
Tomorrow. Oh, turn eggs.
Yeah.
You always worry when we leave the boat anchored up. It's always in the back of your mind, unless it's in sight. How magic is this, babe?
Good, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's go for a walk through the nesting area to the lighthouse.
Low Isles is an awesome place to bring the whole family. It provides some safe swimming and snorkeling, and is also a breeding area for many seabirds. You can get up close and personal, but make sure the kids stay inside the ropes to avoid standing on the chicks and nesting sites. The island also has an historical lighthouse and has been used for gathering weather data for many decades. You wouldn't think it was around 140 years old, as it's been looked after very well. There is a great little museum with so much nostalgia from the early days. You could easily spend hours there checking out the old weather instruments and looking over the weather data that was recorded way back when. The area is a massive green zone, so no fishing is allowed, but not too far east, there are some great reefs for those that want to go and wet a line.
Ship's log. Final day.
Final day. Yeah, I've spent a few days coming back from Cooktown. Originally it was supposed to have been a week and out on the continental shelf doing all sorts of things. And hopefully we've shown people a few beautiful locations and anchorages and stuff like that when they come and try and do this themselves. And there's some amazing places up here, honestly. And Low Isles here, so much history. I mean, all the old weather stuff. So those guys were more accurate than the mobs we have these days, all the confusing different models thrown in our face. But anyway, if you're up this way, come and check out Low Isles. There's a number of tourist operators that do day trips out of here from Port Douglas, Calypso. They've just turned up behind us again. They done a couple of trips yesterday out here. The coral's actually very good for an inshore island. It's
although we didn't snorkel
over there
where
we snorkeled on the other side here, but but just by driving over it over there, it still looks pretty good. Anyway, we've got about a 3.5 hour tow at 8 knots to Cairns. We can't promise any fishing on the way home. If it's too rough, we're not going to bother.
Yeehaw! Ride that cow!
But anyway, we hope you enjoyed this episode and taking in some of the sights of tropical North Queensland.
Catch you next time.
Hey guys, thanks for watching till the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed our Northern Safari series. If you are interested in free fishing tips, workshops and fish blinder tuition, visit our free training page at ryanmoodyfishing.com. There's a link to the gear and tackle we used on our trip below the video, and to follow along, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.